Hello and welcome to the Collapse Experiment. Where it is yet a nice, sunny, dry day in northern Michigan. No, it's not. Oh, but it's better than what some people are going through right now, like Ross Ulbricht. If you're not familiar with Ross, just a quick recap. He spent the last decade plus in prison for creating a website. You might remember something called the Silk Road. That was part of the dark web. He created a website where people could sell things that are normally considered illegal, using Bitcoin to keep the eyes of the government away from transactions. And he did not engage in this behavior. He wasn't a seller. And actually, the people that were convicted of selling on the Silk Road website got less time than the dude who made the website. So if you're selling crack, meth, heroin, the usual stuff that goes around killing people, fentanyl, you did less time than a guy who plugged away creating a website. Well, Ross is free now, and while trying to restart his life after cruel and unusual punishment, I think he seriously has a case against the federal government with their prosecution against him. If you compare the sentencing time that he was given, it was something like 2 lifetimes and 10 years. Like, he was never going to get out of prison. Meanwhile, you could literally sell drugs and kill people, and they're already out. Now, his issue is he wanted to sell some Ross Ulbricht memorabilia on eBay, get some extra cash to start living his life again. And every time he started to make an account, stuff wouldn't go through. Couldn't post anything. So he contacts eBay. We don't know what's going on. And with my personal experience with eBay, they actually have decent customer service. So I was kind of surprised with this, eBay. I'm a little disappointed with you, eBay. I follow Ross on Twitter. His wife was running his Twitter account while he was in prison. She would receive messages from him, and she would relay some of the things that he was talking about on his Twitter account. Now he's in charge of his own Twitter, and he was talking about this on there, about how he was having issues with eBay and didn't know what was going on, and eBay didn't know what was going on. Well, eventually he was able to get in touch with somebody from eBay that said, yeah, this is on purpose. We're not going to tell you why, but you're not selling your stuff on here. Which is hilarious, because I almost bought a letter from Ted Kaczynski that was posted on eBay. You can buy letters from the Unabomber on eBay, but heaven forbid you buy memorabilia from a dude who did 10 plus years in prison for building a website. Interesting, right? I mean, the Unabomber actually killed people. So there's that. I find the whole thing fascinating, and I think this is almost an extension of the cruel and unusual punishment. Personally, I believe the whole idea of going to prison is you do your time for the crime, and we have basic civil rights here, right? Your Bill of Rights. But for some reason, some idiots back in the day were like, nah, if you do something bad, you don't have those anymore. Really? So the idea is you go to prison, but part of you going to prison is that maybe you got a reduced sentence because you turned over, you became a witness for the state, right? But even your crime was so bad, they're like, you could be doing 20, but if you testify against my boss so-and-so, you'll do 5. Oh shit, yeah, you know, that's a hell of a deal. He'll go to prison for life. But that mob boss, you're done after 5, right? Are they gonna protect your ass? If you're doing 5 years, you have a felony. In a lot of states, that means you cannot own a firearm. So how do you protect yourself when you did your time, you did work for the state? And then all of a sudden the state is like, yeah, thanks for the help. However, they can come get you at any time and you can't do shit about it. I feel like that's kind of what's going on here with Ross. Like, you're not allowed to engage in any type of commerce on the internet. Like an extension of his sentencing, which was pardoned. He's got a full pardon. He's free. I don't think eBay understands the meaning of these words, because they're being a bunch of dicks, and I have a feeling it's coming from somebody below Trump, above eBay, if you know what I mean. Still some of the house to be cleaned, but eventually I'm hoping we get the majority of stuff that needs to be flushed into the toilet, and the handle eventually is pushed, because shit like this needs to get flushed away.